What's happening, guys? Get set up here. Wait for some people to get here. Kind of get comfortable. Get a little comfortable. Okay. What's happening? Got one people up in here right now. Okay, looks like we got it going here. Let's see what I can do. Share. Twitter. What's happening? It's Friday. Decided I'd come on here. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna come over here every Friday, but I want to do a live show after Survivor. Survivor's about to start, so whatever that. I'm assuming Friday's gonna be. I mean, Survivor's gonna be on a Wednesday. Anybody know? Wednesdays, a 90-minute episode. What's happening? BC Production shows a big green with a... Oh, you've been a member for a while, Brian. So I recently made the live videos that I've did. Usually I don't show them to the public, but if you're here to watch it, then it's, if you don't make it during the live, you're probably not going to see it. I might let this one go public because I made all the rest of them for members only. So if you're not a member, then and you're here, then you can watch it. But if you miss it, then you can watch it if you're a member only, the lives. And I'm gonna start doing little videos for the members and stuff like that. Start doing a little bit more to show my appreciation. I'm gonna do a thank you video probably after this. I looked at my last videos. My last 3 lives were 3 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna go 3 hours today, but you watched watching on CBS or Prime Plus. It's a good question. I don't even know. Probably I don't know. Probably Prime. I mean Paramount. I should start my own Survivor show. Yeah, that'd be a cool idea. I could get people to. What you do is you sell shares. Let's say I did my own Survivor show, and I sold shares for ownership. Like I would keep 60%, then I would sell the shares for, and then that's how I would do the show. So, I mean, it is something you could do. And I still live around the Houston area. Yes. So, my last video, right now, it's one of my biggest videos in the last 6 months. It's doing pretty well. 1,000 views in an hour. That's pretty good. But it's about, you know, Jeff with the whole woke come on in guys thing. So I just don't understand how. I think it was just for the moment. That's why they did it. They thought that the moment was going to be better than it was. They didn't think they was going to get the backlash that they got from it. And it was a moment. That's why they did it. Just for the moment, to be a hero. A hero, you know, because it means nothing. I mean, I've never heard someone be offended by saying, "What's up, guys?" Especially when I mentioned in the video that in the dictionary, it means all genders. I'm not watching Big Brother, so I don't know what's happening with Sari and Big Brother. I don't understand why they would keep her in, though, because she'll win the game easy. She makes it to the end. She's winning. They should know that, unless it's set up for her to win, you know? Sometimes it is. Look at season 22 with Boss and Rob. You see, but I think you say you don't have uh, somebody saying they don't have an interest in watching it any longer, but I think that they're starting to turn around, and sometimes it's a little too late, but I think that's what we're seeing with Jeff coming out and saying I should have did it this way, and so he's literally saying, "Yeah, I know I messed up. I should have did it this way. If I could go back, I would do it differently." So he's literally telling us, "Hey, I shouldn't have done that." Basically, I don't think they'll go back to "Come on in, guys," because even though he is saying it, stuff like that, I don't think he would go back. I think he should. When are you hitting the Philippines? Very soon. Not very soon, like maybe 6 months or so. Last time I seen you, you were overseas. Yes, April. I was overseas. Homie Vet up in the house. Coming, guys, was staple. Yeah, that was one of the staples of the shows when he says, like, come on in, guys, stuff like that. People like that. I mean, they like moments. They uh, like I say, what's happening, guys, with my every opening of a show. People have their lines. I say, keep hope alive at the end of the show. So you have those iconic moments. Uh, the tribe has spoken. Come on in, guys. Those were some of the big one-liners that are important for shows. We talked about last time about Jeff retiring from the show, but man, I just don't think it would be the same. Whether you like him, or hate him, I I don't. The show would look very weird without Probst. But I would, if they want me to host, I sure give it a shot. We definitely would go back to basics. That's what I would want them to do. My first season, let's name it Back to Basics, and then I'll host, and then it would be Back to Basics, where you really had to. You go 39 days. You really had to look for your food. You didn't get rice and beans. I mean, I guess sometimes they went the rice and beans early on. Then every once in a while they wouldn't give them. Like I got lucky enough where it's 19 and 20 we didn't have them. Thoughts on Safe Moon? Oh man, Safe Moon is you know it's a that's the biggest one of the biggest scams out there. And I knew right when those guys that would do the Q&As and stuff, I seen right through them. So doesn't matter. New person would bow down to CBS. Well, they might. If it was me, I wouldn't. Excuse me. So I know I said this recently that I got asked to do a show. I'm not gonna. It was a mainstream network, and I start thinking, and I talked to my dad about it a little bit, and I'm like, what if they're trying to not be so woke on the shows anymore, these type of shows, and they want someone like me to show, because if I'm gonna be doing a show like that, I'm gonna do what I want to do, not what they tell me to do. No matter what, I'm gonna play my way. And what if that was the reason? Because I see a lot of things being waken up. People are starting to wake up to different things. Yeah, huge disappointment. Yeah, really was, because I was a Safe Moon fan at first, and I was like, man, these guys, this ain't good. Because I'm a pretty good judge of character, and they have none. Anyway, that's something else, guys. Uh, there's tons of bars in Thailand. Is that a question or is that a statement? Because it should be a statement. If you ask me a question, then hell yes, it's a crazy amount. What's happening? I'm doing fine. Decided I'd go live, talk to you guys a little bit. Again, like I said, if you miss the lives after this live, if you watch this live, you won't be able to watch the lives unless you're a member. So if you miss a live, if you catch it when it's live, you can watch the whole thing. If you miss it, it's always gonna be private. And you better believe, and most of you know, that's when the crazy stuff happens. Sometimes I like to drink a little bit when I'm doing my live. It's like on a Friday, so it's like, oh, no, drink with the guys, with the girl, you guys do a little drinking and do a live. So I say some crazy things, and if you miss it, you'll miss a lot. I don't know how much it is to be a member, to tell you the truth. You just go, but when you're a member, I see it. Like I see right now, Army vet. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you see his name in green, and you see a badge by his name. That shows me that he's a member of the channel. So when it pops up and they ask me a question, that's also another perk. What is it? $3 or $4? I'm not sure what it is. And I'm gonna start doing private videos just for the members. Because after I do a video, it says public, private, or member. Get the show. I will bring. Well, if I get on the show, I will bring back what you did. Good thing, man. Jeff said it. Oh, it's just $1.99. So yeah, members start at $1.99. So you can do $1.99. You'll get all the perks. You get the badge, and you get members only. I must look into it deeper when the season starts to find out what I can do for perks for the other members, the higher end members. But right now, yeah, $2. Let's see. Chad Johnson. The Chad Johnson? Hey, Russell, I just hooked up with this girl who said she used to talk to you, and her name is... Really? Yeah, I know her. She's in the Houston area, isn't she? That's been a while back, though. Members $1.99 to $50. Damn, I got a $50 member thing. I gotta go back and look at that. See what that is. Dang. I do not have an STD, Robbie. I have been very fortunate in life. Never had one. Ever, ever, ever. Also, you got to use protection, guys. You can't be stupid. Do you think the ratings will go down next season? That starts September 27th. Okay, yeah. Survivor starts September 27th. Now we know that. And, I mean, I don't know. I think that it's going to be a little rougher around the edges. They need some villains. They need villains in the worst way. I mean, diabolical villains. They have to have it. Not just a bunch of, everybody singing around the fireplace. Kumbaya. So, and that's what they have now. It's just a bunch of people just being friends. Nobody wants to see that. Appreciate the $2, Army Vet. How do you find idols without clues? Guys, it was a science to doing it when I did it. Uh, the first thing I did was I was like made sure that production knew what was in my mind, what I wanted to do, because I knew there wasn't one hid yet. Right? They ain't gonna have an idol hid. Nobody's ever did it before. Why would they hide the idol before they found the clues, or before they gave out the clues before the challenge? So I knew the idol wasn't hidden, but I knew if I talked about it, then they would hide it. So I did a little Jedi mind trick on production and made them, just like I did with Tyson. Just like I did with Tyson, I made Tyson do what I wanted him to do without saying what I wanted him to do. I did the same thing with production. I wanted them to hide the idol. I knew it wasn't in play yet. So by me saying I'm looking for idols without clues, and I'm gonna be the first person in history to ever find. I started making it where it would be too good of TV without them putting an idol. So they was like, okay, let's place the idol somewhere. They didn't tell me that, but I knew they were going to do that. And then when I started looking, all I would do was watch the cameras. Watch the cameras. When you're looking in an area, I remember specifically me looking in an area and then doing this, the side of my eye, looking at the cameras, and the guy's talking with the boom guy, and he does it, not even the camera barely facing towards me, and I was like, I ain't even close to it, because if you get these cameramen, they win awards too. So what they do is when you get close to an idol, they want that, because you ain't gonna re-hide it. They wanted me to do that one time. Can you put it down right there? We didn't get a good shot at it. Can you put it? I was like, hell no, I ain't doing that. I got this. I don't want somebody else to see me, because everybody's just walking around. I was like, nuh-uh. And then, so that's what you do. Yeah, it's a Jedi trick. A Jedi trick their ass. So it's easy. Because when you're by that idol, that camera is on you. And it's funny how even to this day, some people that Russell haters, they say Tyson voted himself out. No, I did the Jedi mind trick on Tyson. That's how I got voted out. I voted Tyson out. So, Greg, what's happening, man? See, I see a member. Greg's a member. Got the yellow star. I don't know really. That's how long they've been members. We see so far we have a purple one, a yellow one, and a blue one. Blue one and an orange one. Orange one's probably pretty long, because I have to look at that so I can see. So I can see the length of the member. So yeah, I did that to Tyson. That was me. Yeah, Tyson's been married. He's married to the girl from the, I'm going to turn this on. It's getting hot in here. Tell me if you guys can still hear me. Let me put it on. Put it on different. I can't really see that speed. Okay. Looking forward to see the first Russell Crown. I'm looking forward to doing it on the new show, because I sure hope that it goes the way I want it to go. I don't want it to be like, man, what are they doing? I don't want that. I do not want that. I want it to be a good show. I want them to do things hard and like they used to. 30 more minutes. Don't give me more narrative of these people's life after, like these montages that they start giving us. I could care less about these people's families. Well, I'm not watching it to know more about these people's personal life. I'm watching it to see what they're going to do to this person or this person. I'm watching it for strategic methods. For real, it is killing this show. We want to see the gameplay. Yeah, we want to see the gameplay. I hate when they do that stuff. This ain't Big Brother. You can do that stuff with Big Brother. That's what they do. The starting of Big Brother. They even did it when Willie played. They came over here and, showed a little bit of us doing things. I hope it isn't garbage, Greg. No more backstories. That's right. I mean, do you guys like it? If you like the backstories, then you must have hated the first seasons. I mean, because they didn't do none of that for us. The biggest names, I mean, you'd love to see where Coach come from, right? Well, Philip, the federal agent, where he come from. But no, it made it even better, not knowing where Philip come from and where Coach come. Coach the Dragon Slayer. Connect. I don't know what's happening here, but it just keeps reconnecting me. I'm still good. I'm still good. Y'all still see me? I'm still live. Oh, okay. So, I forgot what I was gonna say now. It kicked me off. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that with Coach and that scene when he was on the mountain. Season, what was that? 18. That was magical moments in the history. Whether you like him or not, those moments are magical. You might be on this other side laughing your ass off because he's over here looking like a real dragon slayer. But it's magical moments for the show. Do they have magical moments any longer? Do they really have? Now they break those things, the hourglasses. Is that magical moments? We want to see magical moments. That's what makes it so good. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the challenge. You say you skipped through the challenge. When Jonathan did what he did in that challenge a few seasons back, when he literally did the challenge by himself and put that team on his back, those are good challenge moments. I like those moments when it comes to, when it comes to the challenges. So did they do a live show last season? How did that end? Do they do live shows anymore? That's another thing that needs to come back. That's terrible. Because I heard Jeff say something like, back when we used to do live shows, no more live shows. What do they do? It's like COVID. They do the screen. Like how do they do it? Or they do it at like the. That's messed up. They don't do live shows anymore because it's messed up for the actual cast. That's one of the biggest moments in their life. They get to go to the live show. Fans are there. It's fun for the fans. They all go. It's a fun moment. That sucks. Oh, how heavy was that for the first challenge? Man, that was the hardest thing I done the whole time in anything. In all 3 seasons, the hardest thing I ever done was the first challenge when I stepped on the on the grass in Fiji, I mean Samoa, and I was moving them that wood. And watch a video of that first challenge. I take off like a and I'm moving and I'm heavy. Uh, I'm heavy and the stuff was heavy. So uh, I looked really good after that challenge. They were like, "Man, you are fast." And they were like, "Damn, fat man running." Yeah, Eric was he I wasn't he I was older too. I was 30. Eric was just a kid, and he fell over trying to move that. I was just moving it, man, just steadily, because ropes were saying you can't roll them. And they were like, roll them, roll it, roll it. And folks like, no, you can't. So I'm trying to follow the rules, right? And just moving it. It was, after that challenge, I couldn't believe, because I remember it's one of the biggest moments also that I've had in the show, personal moments. Because when I finished it, I remember thinking, hello, Kelly, how you doing? I remember thinking, you can't do it. My mom was like, you have to stop. You can't do it. And I was like fighting in a battle of my mind. And then I'm thinking, immediately your kids are watching. Everyone is watching you because there's 100 people. It's the first challenge. It is the challenge with everybody there. Everybody's there because they want to see the show start. All the handlers, everybody, millions of people are watching on TV, and I'm like, I start moving, and I remember being so impressed with myself, thinking, how did I do that when I just knew that I couldn't do it? I was like, there's no way I can do this. I knew I couldn't do it, but I did it. You know that saying, and I've said this before, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. That's only a cliche until you actually do it. And then when you actually do something that you thought you couldn't do, it's a pretty good moment. It was an emotional moment for me then, but I didn't let anybody see that, of course. Because I was like, how did I do that? How did I just do that? After the challenge, my stomach was contracting like that, like I was having a baby, I'm assuming. So it was contracting, and I was throwing up at the same time. And I finished it. So, pretty good stuff. Why did the Black Russell wear a suit? I don't know. It's probably because I don't know what he did for a living, but usually, depending on what you do for a living, or how you want to perceive yourself, that's how you go in looking like. Like I remember Libby used to say that what they had her going in with. I don't know what it was, but she was like, they like this. It's not our dress, but it's what they wanted. So Hatch can't leave the States. Really? They won't allow him to leave? I thought he's done with all that stuff. That's part of why you're almost the greatest to play. Yeah, almost the greatest to play. Almost. I almost made it. Well, it got super close for me to do something. And the call, when they said no, we went a different route. I had a feeling that call was coming, but this is how it went. They said we went a different route, but might have something coming up real soon. Just want to let you know that everyone here loves you. And I'm like, okay, well that's nice. All right, at least I can watch fantasy football. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, because when I was gonna go, it was like the first 3 weeks of football season, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna miss that. And then the first thing I thought when they said no was I get to watch my foot because I'm big into fantasy football, guys. So Survivor 50, Boston Rob confirmed his return. I don't know, but Survivor 50 is probably gonna be some kind of because I heard Jeff saying something about, or somebody asking him about Hall of Famers, because they stopped doing the Hall of Fame thing. Remember when they used to vote people into the Hall of Fame, like we would vote them in? We would have a certain percentage of the vote, And I thought they were doing that for a reason, because one day they would do a Hall of Fame game. Yep, I'm a Hall of Famer. There was 5 of us who was the first inductees into the Hall of Fame. So they stopped doing the Hall of Fame thing. I don't know why. Have you hooked up with Survivor players other than Krista? Yeah, but I'm not going to say that on here. Not right now. You see, sometimes I do, though. If I'm drinking enough. Appreciate that, Army Vet, with the $10. Appreciate the $10 spot. I mean, what are they going to do? You know, are they going to just have a Survivor 50 and are we going to be all walking with canes? Hey, Sonny boy. Beating each other up with the canes? Jeff going to be 80 years old? Like, what are they, you know? Russell's a gentleman, so let's get him to drink. Spill the tea. Yeah, when I drink, I start talking too much. Then the next day I get up like, man, I can't post that publicly. So what I started doing is now, like I said, I put, now only the members can watch my lives. When I'm finished with them, members only. What's going on, Johnny? See, Johnny Ray Highway has a red emblem. I'm gonna write down the emblems and find out which they mean something different. I think it's the time that you've been here with me. And I think red might be pretty long. You hope to wear the Russell crown if I play. Hey, I give credit where credit's due too. Even if I don't like the person and they did the best that episode, they get it. 50 players from 50 seasons in 39 days or 50 days. You don't have to, because you know what they'll do is they'll be like, oh, we can't go back to 39 days. What they'll do is something like that. 50 players, 50 seasons, 50 days. So, you know, like a special. We ain't going back to 39. It's okay. But we're doing 50 days for the big boys. Because we don't even see people quit anymore. Nobody quits anymore. It's 26 days. I mean, when did Kelly quit? Probably around 26 days. So she wouldn't even quit. Jeff will be 3 plastic surgeries later. 50, Survivor 50 is like 3 years away. Yeah, I mean, I'll be 53, 54. I mean, that ain't bad, I guess. I can still do it. I'm new, so I'm blue. So blue's new. What's the look at it for me real quick. What's the second one? Blue's the first one. Well, yellow, no, Greg's, you've been here a while, I thought. Johnny has been here a while. Red has to be pretty long. Greetings from Portland. I haven't started watching it, guys. Not Big Brother. I'm getting prepared to start doing the Survivor stuff because I'm gonna do a lot of it. I want to really focus on it this year. What's up, Ron? Another old schooler. Got a lot of old schoolers coming in today. Huh. Kelly. Oh, so Kelly. Purple Kelly lasted till 30 days. There you go. She makes it. Even Purple Kelly makes it. Let's see. Just became. Join us, become members. Yes, join us, become members, guys. Appreciate the $5, man. Okay. Russell, your move. I don't know if you was here, but I just talked about that. My move against Tyson was the best move of all times. Who's got it tonight? Stanford or boy? I don't know. I ain't been. I watched last night. I watched a lot of games, but I don't know how they. I would say what Stanford, but appreciate that. No, a lot of people overlook that move, the Tyson move. That move was one of my greatest moves. That move might have been my greatest move ever because of it put us in a good position. We were all in big trouble, poverty, huge trouble. And I had to pull us out of it. I'm only watching Big Brother. Cerie's in it. Cerie's gonna win that game. They better watch out. Russell's move against Tyson is an episode. Show my friends to introduce them to Survivor. They got to understand the game before they can really understand that move, Adam. You know what I mean? They got to understand what was going down and how I made him switch his vote without even telling him to switch his vote. Jedi mind trick, baby. Sandra was pissed off with Boston Rob. Yeah, she was mad. Just finished watching 19 and 20. Those are some good season. Appreciate the $10, Kelly. Thank you for all you did with Survivor, game changer. Appreciate that. Yeah, season. And I hear Jeff talk about his favorite seasons. He always says heroes versus villains. But, I mean, guys, season 19, is it just me? I thought it was epic. But I was in control. A lot of people don't like it because they were focused on me and no one else. They call it the Russell Show. Appreciate the 10 again. Army vet. Damn, I'm getting rich tonight. I'm gonna be able to go get me a bottle and spill the tea. Oh, I like Cerie. Cerie was one of the only Cerie and her husband during David Letterman and all that stuff. Uh, when we did all that, I think it was David Letterman. We went to New York. She was one of the only ones that talked to me. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I was like the unpopular kid at the table, like literally by myself, sitting by myself. And then I was like, I ain't messing. I'm going out by myself. I ain't messing with these people. So everybody went out their ways and went to parties, and I just went to a bar somewhere. And then I seen Cerie and me and her husband. We got pretty, talkative, and she's a real nice. Her husband's real nice. She says good things about me. Foa, most underrated alliance of all time. I agree. Because one thing about Foa, and the only thing I give Natalie White credit for is sticking with Foa for life. No matter what. We was sticking together. I mean, that's why we was able to do what we did. Because we stuck together. You don't find that these days. Everybody's flipping and wishy-washy. I met Cerie and her son in New York a few years ago. Both were lovely. They're very nice. How's it going? Going good for me. You see, I make all the lives now. I make them private only for the members. I'm gonna probably leave this one so you can watch it. You become a member. You'll know now that that's what I'm gonna do. But the only one I didn't make, I kept private, is because my dumb ass called my dumb drunk ass at the time called what's her name? from one of the seasons. Who am I thinking about, guys? Appreciate becoming a member. Somebody become a member just now. Azar. Appreciate that. So I called one of the survivors. Who'd I call? Who was here? Uh, uh, tell me I can't remember her name. We're about to go to not Caroline. I didn't call Caroline. She was in one of the I think 41. No, I didn't call. I don't think it's Sydney. Yeah, Sydney. And we're about to go to not about to, probably in May, we're gonna go to she's gonna come with me to Thailand and we're gonna do some videos there. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna go to northern Thailand and do a bunch of videos and drink a little bit and have fun. So anyway, the only one in public, she wasn't home when I called, so it went to voicemail and it said her number, and I didn't realize it till it was too late, and people started calling her. Come on, guys, don't really, you can get me in trouble. You can't, if the number comes up and it says blah 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 blah, it says the number is not here at the moment, you can leave a message, and then you guys start calling her. Somebody called her, a couple of people. I'm like, damn. And she was like, Russell, you gave my number out? And I'm like, no, I didn't give your number out. I said, my drunk ass was calling you, and it said it on the answer machine. Sydney got a maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Appreciate that, Army vet. Everybody's like, last time you did this, this man right here get paid being in the Army. But I think you're retired. Is that correct? Yes, you gotta hit that. Man, you gotta, she just seems super cool. We talk for hours and she's funny. I'm like, if we did this live, like, people would love these conversations. She's telling me stories about the hottest guy she's ever been with and the ugliest guy. Like, she's cool and she has funny stories. Like, we need to do some kind of podcast or something, girl. People would love this. I didn't watch last season. Kind of wish I would have, but I didn't watch it. Plus, I was very busy. This time, I'm going to make it to where I own my own company. It's a contracting company, so I'm not going to work the day after Survivor. Well, I'm not going to go in. They're going to work. Russell, will you sleep with Sydney? Come on. We're friends. But one thing I do know is if you're friends with somebody and you sleep with them, it's over. It's over. That's how that works. And when it's over, it sucks because you can't be friends anymore. Unless they're the type of girl that's like, they don't give a crap either. They don't care at all. They're like, hey, we still can be friends. Those are the cool girls. Or the cool guys. However you want to see it. Also, with Sharon a 10/10 birthday. Oh, really? Birthday's 10/10. That's the best. The best. Friends with benefits. But if I did something like that, I can't tell the world with friends with benefits. The reason I say anybody else's name is because that person just completely, ignore you now. It's like you don't even exist anymore. When you do friends with benefits with somebody, you can't say, hey guys, guess what I'm doing? That's it wouldn't be, you wouldn't get the benefits anymore. Well, I watch House of Villains. Guys, people were calling me like crazy. When they were casting for that, I was getting call after call. Even Suri. They must have called. I don't know why. Well, she gave somebody my number. They would call because she has my number. And, uh, and, and people were like, they're going to call you, Russell. They gonna go. They didn't. They called Fair Play instead of me. You guys think he's a bigger villain than me? He let Sandra holler in his face. Shit, she come holler in my face. I'm hollering back. I can get loud too. You better believe it. Would I rather do Shambo or Sandra? Man, that's a good question right there. That's a good question. But I'd probably have to say my girl Shambo. You'll get benefits, but the friendship changes. Yeah, you can't do that. You guys know you can't kiss and tell. Not like that. Yeah, fair play quit on fans versus favorites. It don't matter how you say you quit, you quit. Just like Cerie, she quit. Chad, you would do Shambo sober? There you go. I wanted to do the circle. I wanted to do the circle before. Poverty or Danielle? Poverty. I didn't really have to think. I didn't really have to think on that one. Shambo, yeah, her tribe hated her. And people think, oh, if you would have took Shambo to the end, Shambo and Mick, you would have won. Well, Shambo and Mick's the only two people that voted for me. Natalie told me herself she wouldn't vote for me. She wouldn't have. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, you serious? You wouldn't have voted for me? You'd have been one of them bitter? She's like, yeah, I wouldn't have voted for you if you'd have voted me out. So, so I lose those two votes. I wouldn't have. I would have lost to Shambo. I'd take Shambo and Mick. That journey, and there's no way I would have won that game unless it was a final two, and it was me and Jason. I could have beat him. He's the only one I could have beat. But if it was a final, if it was me, Jason, Mick would have won. That would have been a whole different story. They would have said something different. Oh, you deserve it. You're patient. You're kind. You deserve the win. You know, the opposite what they said to him. Will I do Rob has a podcast? I've done Rob has a podcast before. I don't do many shows other than mine now. Natalie or Poverty. Natalie White or Poverty? Poverty. I don't do many shows other than mine. I like to stick with what I have going here. No, Rob has a podcast. He has a good show. He's the king of the reality TV podcast. He's funny. He's got good guests. He does it right. He also makes it the way you can't comment unless you subscribe to his channel, which I want to do that too. Let me see if I can do it here. Here, Kelly. I'll make Kelly a... I'm going to make a few moderators. Kelly, see if you can... You're a moderator now. See if you can... Only people that can write something has to be a subscriber to the channel. Look, my wrench. I'll make others monitors too, but you got to be a... Let me see. Army vet. Army vet. I'm going to make you a monitor. I don't know what you really can do, but I need being monitors. I think you can. And run. Uh, so I want to find out if we can, how you set this up to where you can only talk if you're a subscriber. You know what I mean? Brad, Army Vet, what's happening? Army Vet's name is Brad. Mod me. You ain't even a member, man. What? What the? I'd like to have this thing full of members, like every time, because it won't always be Survivor, guys. You know me. I go off. My mind goes crazy. And then when I'm with Sydney in Thailand, we're gonna be live, and it's gonna only be, we're gonna do things just on the members channel. Who is my favorite Survivor outside of the show? Hold on a second. What I want to do is I want to make it to where you can't message unless you subscribe to the Russell Hantz Show. And my favorite Survivor outside the game? Dang. James. Big James. Other than Boo, but you guys know Boo. Me and Boo are we've been friends since we were puppies. You don't have to be a member, guys. It's fine, you know. I'm just saying. Let's see. Are you looking for subscriber only chat? Yes. No, subscriber only. Like, you have to be a subscriber to chat here. That way, if you want to ask something, you'd be like, hey, I got to be a subscriber so I can interact with each other. That's only fair. I got 57%. Rob does it. Rob does it. I tried to talk and I wasn't a subscriber. I couldn't say anything. I love fantasy football. I won, one year I won 3 contests. A $20,000 contest, the 555 people, $200. I won a $10,000 contest and a $6,000. That was in one season. I win contests all the time, but I'm talking about those are the big ones. A lot of people do subscribe. Don't. Do or don't? Subscriber only chat. A lot of people do. It is supposed to be survivor only chat. Yeah, Johnny. And that's, like I said, it's only fair. You can come in here, you can watch, you can read the stuff. But if you want to talk with the members and the people that support the channel, you got to subscribe. I don't think nothing's wrong with doing that. Do you think that longer episodes will help viewers connect with the players more? We were just talking about that, Anna, and I think that if the longer episode is good, I think it's good for the show, but it depends on what they do with that 30 minutes. If they use it for backstories and just more of the stuff that people don't like, if they use it for the kumbayas and stuff like that people don't like, then it's going to hurt the show. But they can use it for the good stuff, like bring back food challenges and different things like that people like. They like the family visits. Use it for what people like. People like those things, and they took them away. I don't know why. Yeah, you don't get interested anymore in these short seasons. I know, it's different. Anybody can set the subscriber only, but I have to direct if you want me to send it to you. Oh yes, I mean I'm gonna have to figure it out. Oh yeah, DM me. Twitter. The only way you can DM me though is if if I follow you. So if I don't follow you, let me know. And if any of you, any member of the Russell Hantz Show, if I don't follow you on Twitter, just say that you're a member. I'll come check, and I'll follow you back. And I don't follow many people on Twitter, but I'll follow the members. Survivor Auction was one of the best things they had. I think so, Johnny. I think I heard something, or like I heard something was said, like, and I just looked at the TV, like, wait, did they just like something about the Survivor Auction, or I forgot what it was, or a comment was made and CBS commented under it on the Facebook page, something like that. That the Survivor Auctions are coming back. Yeah, I bid on something. They didn't show what I bid on. I got a cheese plate and a glass of wine. I mean, I wanted something different, but I can do the cheese plate. It's cheese plate and fruit and a glass of wine. You got banned on Twitter in 2016 just for liking Trump. All you got to do is ask them you want back. Now, got a new boss in town. Auction can be... it's not that I can't read, guys. It just keeps them moving to where I can't read. It's only a small section. Auctions can be brought back. They should just say no letters from home. Yeah, well, no advantages. They can say that. They can say no advantages, no letters from home. That's one way they can do it. So, in other words, guys, you're about to learn fast, because if you're just sitting there waiting for an advantage, you're not going to have one during the auctions. This is just for viewers' sakes only. They can tell them that before they even do it. There's no advantages at the end of this, because everybody nowadays saves their money for the... Obviously saves their money for the... Or you can put an advantage. Put it in a thing where you have to bid on it. You know, this is covered, this is covered. You take it off, bam, you win the advantage. You don't know where, when you're bidding on it, you don't know where it is, you can do the advantage. But when you win it, everybody sees it. You don't just hold a thing out there and say, okay, anybody, there's 500, everybody's 500, 500. Anybody want this? How much you want to bid for it? It has to be hidden. Yeah, cover the advantage. And that way, they'll be like, okay. But they got to have more disgusting stuff, too. Oh, the food. There's two different food things they need to bring back. The disgusting food thing, where you eat things, and the food reward. Appreciate that, Brad, right? Brad. Is there a secret to go on the show? Not really, man. It's just, you just gotta be... You gotta have a good personality. You have to be able to talk on camera and make a good video. That's basically it. The Gross Food Challenge was fantastic. Yes. That's one thing they need to bring back. They need to bring back the food reward where you win things. And they need to bring back the family visit. They just took that off because it cost too much money. Because people like the challenge when you're with your family doing a challenge. It'd really be very interesting if Jeff was like, when you do the family visit, say, okay, it has to be somebody that compete in a challenge. They can compete. So don't bring your grandmother or your older mom, unless she can compete. So when they do the challenge, that family members actually physically compete, sign off on it like they're playing the game with you. Because all my wife did was hold a bucket of water. I had my son come out there for sure. He would wipe them up because it's those challenges are more for endurance. And my son would kill them. And when it comes to that, anybody. He's running right now. That boy comes home from school, he starts running every day. Not for any reason, but just to stay in shape. Survivor, grannies, grandpa and grandmas at war. That's gonna be the new name for the old survivors playing in Survivor 50. I thought that Survivor 45 was gonna be some kind of bring back. I'd like to see Survivor back to the basics. Yep. No idols, no advantages. Yeah, that no idol thing. I need my idols. But I get it, though. I get it. His best mile, I think it was 4:48, something like that. We used to run. That boy would run. He was beating, his freshman year, he was beating some big schools in these 5A. Anybody knows anything about Texas, their sports, they take it serious. We was going to these 5A schools around here, and he was wiping them his freshman year. Survivor Kids, I heard they were going to do something like that. They said that they wanted to do something like that. They just need the kids to get older. If I don't follow you guys, any member, I think that's one of the perks, actually. So if you're a member of the channel, let me know. I'll check it out, and then I'll follow you on Twitter. Don't try to say you are when you ain't. Come on now. Or X. I wonder when people are going to stop calling it Twitter. You need to have great personalities to get on the show. You have to be able to hold your own. You got to be able to talk just out the blue. Sit there and talk for hours. I sit on this thing, I talk for 3 hours. I ain't drinking nothing today. Just talk and talk and talk. With nobody, just looking at a screen. Let's see. Let's put a parlay in. Oh yeah, the gross stuff I can't do. That's one of the hardest things for me to do. I try to act tough and stuff, and that's Russell Hantz's. He's bad, tough. He can do it. He'd do anything. And that's hard for me to do. And but I did it though. I thought I was gonna throw up for sure. James was a COVID patient #1 when he ate those bats. James brought COVID to the United States when he ate them bats. That's where it came from. I can't believe he did that. I never asked him how it tastes. I think he liked it. He said it tastes good. All right, Ryan, I got you. Survivor should do family versus family versus family versus family versus family. Oh, you mean just all competing against each other? Oh, yeah, that would be like families. So you'd have me out there in my family, Brandon, Sean, Brandon's dad, Willie from Big Brother, my son, my daughters, You had some aggressive people out there. Better watch out. Yeah, protein is protein. It's a bat, but it's a bat. So you sent me make a chat, subscribe only, DM. Okay, I got you, Kelly. I just can't look at it right now. Tribes of families versus other families, like Boston Rob's family. My family's. You guys know my family. I don't know, Brandon's each just doing his thing. He's married, kids, just doing his thing. Sandra's family. I mean, she has. I know she has some girls. Oh yeah, y'all know. Y'all. She was in Australia. I think her daughter was one of the first Sandras to win a challenge. Her daughter. Sandra's family would all quit. I don't think so. So I wonder if their goal for 45 is to start getting the old people back from Survivor that stopped watching to watch again. Because the way Jeff's talking on some of these podcasts, it seems like he's trying to be like, I should have did this different. When he was talking about come on in guys thing, he's like, I did it wrong. I should have did it this way. So maybe they're trying to bring it back. They're trying to get the numbers back up. Obviously, CBS ain't got nothing else to do. They just gave them 30 minutes of the slot. So that's a big deal. Gave them 30 more minutes. I guess they're like, oh, we everything else sucks that we have. Let's go ahead and give our best show 30 more minutes. I hear there's, see, somebody else is in here saying Survivor 45, I heard Survivor Auctions is coming back. There you go. You see that they're like, we need to do something. They probably finally sat at the table and said, we need to do something. We have to fix this. They'll probably have the Survivor Auction back. They'll probably have the nasty food eating challenge coming soon. They'll probably have family visit back or letters or something. How do I feel about the idol nullifier? I hate that thing. I don't want no part of that thing. That's bullshit, though. The idol nullifier. Come on. Like, that just means that production can control the game. You know, you can't. I'll play the idol, and you're telling me that the idol I played just now is no good because all of a sudden he found this idol nullifier thing that it just seems unfair. You like Aubrey? I think she should have won her season. They should bring back the old school ways. I agree. They need to bring back to basics. Oh yeah, you can't win challenge beast. Yeah, you get a target on your back. You can't do that. You can't do that no more, guys. You can't win challenges. I did a thing one time where I counted the people, and the least amount of winners the most amount of winners on Survivor were the people that won 0 or 1 challenge. 0 challenge was the most. And then it got worse and worse. As you win, it got worse and worse. You won 3 challenges, 4, 5. But the ones that won the game, of Survivor, is the one with 0 or 1 challenge or way more than everybody else. You got a 2-time winner. And Sandra, she never won a challenge. You have a 2-time winner in Tony, his first season, never won a challenge. He played 3 times. In 2 seasons, didn't win challenges. Then you have your people like Tom Westman that are different. That's back in the day, too, when he was a challenge beast. You got Kobe. He was a challenge beast back in the day. He didn't win. Yeah, they got some specialties that do that. They win a lot and win the game. But what I'm saying is the most amount of wins come from 0 and 1 challenge. The most amount of wins in Survivor is connected. I don't know what y'all hearing or not hearing. If your percentages are best to win Survivor when you don't win challenges. That's all I'm saying. The numbers show that. What's happening? New member, the blue. I would try to pronounce your name, but I know I'd get it wrong. Yep, Brett, he would have won, but he wasn't Mike Tyson. So guess who took him out? That was one of my things too. I was like, I did everything. When I had to physically win, I won the last challenge. I won the last challenge on season 19 and season 20. When I had to win, that's when you have to win. When you have to win. So don't go over there playing the game and just bust your butt in challenges and have no energy to do anything. Like they don't show a lot, guys, when they're just sitting around camp and nobody's doing anything because they're so weak. Now, trust me, when you have more energy and you're able to walk around, you see me, I'm all over the place trying to make alliances, do this, find idols, do this. You have to have energy to be able to do those things. I've always said in that game that you can quit that game without quitting that game. Here. And that's what happens when you sit there and you just sit in the... You've seen it happen to Jay Song. You've seen it happen to a lot of people. We've seen it happen to a winner recently. The guy that said he was giving all his money to the charity. They showed us he's laying there. He completely given up. But then he ends up by winning the game. I didn't see it. So, Will You Marry Me said, who do you have to suck around here to get a question answered? I guess that's what it said. It moved up. Yeah, get a question answered. What's your question? Tell me your question. You got to realize I got a bunch of things happening here. What about a tribe? I see it here. Something like you and Brandon versus Boston Rob and Amber. Family duo. Yeah, I mean, something like that could work. Let me see. Who would I choose if I had me? If I can, it would be me and my son. It would be me and my son, and that would be it. let's see if I had to choose somebody. Like if I had to choose, it would be me and Willie. He would be the one I would choose out of the ones on reality TV. But like if it was me and my son, and Boston Rob and his daughters, that would be kind of cool to watch. I think I would pick my son over Brandon. Of course, I pick my son over Brandon, and he's 18 now. So if you listen in Survivor, Amazing Race, me and Sydney needs to go to Amazing Race. Sydney from Survivor. Hello. Yeah, me and my son would kick butt. So I'm gonna make this public, but this would be the only one I'll make. All the rest of my lives will go straight to the uh, members only. So if you miss it, if you guys that's members, if you miss the live, don't worry about it. You can watch it. I'd rather see you and your boy over you and Brandon. Yeah, I think a lot of people would rather see, because the thing is, with me and my son, it would be hard for me to play the game uh, because I'm emotionally attached. When I'm out there, I try not to be emotionally attached to anybody. But of course, I'm emotionally attached to my son. So I'm going to do things that I wouldn't normally do to save him, to try to save him. So I would take more risk to try to save him. That would be my goal. Not to save me, it'd be trying to save my son. So it'd be a harder game for me to play. And my son wouldn't vote me out. Yeah, Brad. I don't know you personally, but anybody dedicated, anybody like that, and you know me, so if you think it would be a good team, we probably would. Yep, I remember it. I remember it, Brett. It wasn't that wasn't what I named it, but it was my dumbass girl alliance. Just imagine if I would have done that nowadays. I'd be on all the shows. I'd be canceled. No, I think to be a member is what is it, $2.99? I think somebody said that. I mean, I'm sure they have one at $4.99. Is it $1.99? I don't know. Yeah, $1.99, and maybe $4.99, and maybe something else. Somebody said I had a $50 one. I gotta go in there and look at that. Wonder what you get for that. Damn. Because I used to not do this. Somebody did it for me. I'm gonna have to change a lot of things. Uh, Russell, what got you? See, it moved. I can't find it now. What got you to actually play Survivor? Boo. My best friend was Boo from Fiji. Survivor 14, maybe. And he played, and then I was like, I want to play. But first he played, and then James played, another friend of ours. I'm like, Boo, well, now I get to play. Like, what the hell? The greatest survivor that would ever play the game is right in your face. And I would tell him, I said, Boo. He's like, no, James is the greatest that ever played. He's so popular, two-time fan favorite. Nobody would be more popular than him. It's over. And I'm like, you out of your mind. And when I played and come back, I'm like, I'm going to be considered one of the greatest to ever play. That's it. I said, remember what you said about James at one time? It don't even matter anymore. He's like, no way, no way. I'm like, you'll see. Let's see. Thanks for answering my question, my dude. No problem. You got to realize it moves a lot. And I do have priority of people that's members of the channel. So I got to try to look at theirs too. Let's see, honestly. Feats. Appreciate that. I didn't even know that you could see 17 months. Appreciate that. Oh, this is how long I've been. Yeah, you've been a member from the back in the day. I remember. So it's red. When it's red, then it's a long time member. And that's kind of cool too that they do that. Appreciate it, Anna, becoming a member. She's a bluey. Now you the blue. Anna's a blue. There's one thing about blues that guys don't like, but we won't talk about that right here. How would I play with the new Survivor format? Man, that's a good one. I'd keep my mouth shut and I wouldn't do anything. And I'd be friends with everybody. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? That's the new Survivor format. The Blue Dome. We got it. We got to name that. We got to name everybody. So yeah, if I played with it, I've thought about it a lot. Okay, what would I do if I had to play there right now? Let's say it's Survivor 50. People like Sandra, Rob, they're coming for me. Before the game starts, they're coming for me. So I have to try to protect myself somehow. None Sandra gets to the end of the game, she's winning. If Sandra got to the end a third time in a row, I'm voting for her. You have to. Rob gets to the end, he's winning. So can I get to the end and win? Probably not. So why not keep me around? And I'm really good to my alliances. I'll buy a member next time my neighbor drops his debit card. He'd be like, "Why's $1.99 going out my account every month?" You might never see it. Gotta be friends with everyone. It's hard. The game is harder now. It's harder when it comes to. It would be harder for me now. The game is harder for me now because I'm talking mentally, not physically, because I can't do anything. I have to keep my mouth shut. Right? If I don't, then I'm in trouble. You see, the reason I say I'd vote for Sandra if she gets to the end is because if you get to the end of that game 3 times in a row, I mean, not in a row, but if you get to that game 3 times, you get to the end of Survivor 3 times. 3 times. You standing up there again. How the hell is that happening? We are the dumbasses that's allowing that to happen. You see what I'm saying? And if you're allowing that to happen, you should have got rid of her. I don't know. I think that asking, do I think that I'm too big of a target to make it to the end? I think that I'm a huge target, but I think that a lot of people will start thinking if we can get Russell with us in this group, then we can beat him. We can't beat Sandra and Tony and Rob. We can't beat those people, but we can beat Russell. We can beat Fair Play. We can beat. I mean, Fair Play would be dangerous to take around the end, but you can beat them. How Rob wasn't voted out? Yeah, he dominated their heads. You know, yeah. Sandra wins the third times. Maybe that it's scripted in her favor, but the thing is, if I'm there, I'll see that happening, and I won't be too happy about that. 18 people on one tribe to start the game. Yeah, that's cool. You mean just a group of people? Put them out there. Yeah, I mean I'd be good with that. Is that what they're doing? Did you? Is that a rumor? Is it, that's another thing. I think if you got these new advantages, you would destroy. That's another thing. I'm really good at using my tools. I call it my tools because it's the tools you're with that you have to play the game. I'm really good at using those type of things in my favor. So if I get more advantages and more of this and that and coins and this, whatever it may be, I'm really good at using it for my advantage. I think the new generation appreciate aggressive play more. Yeah, than the old ones did for sure. I'll probably if I maybe not now, but I think uh, season 30 on, I think that if I would have played that game, that I win every time. The game I played in season 19 or 20. Let's see. Can I ask if you were on the jury in season 19 and 20, and the final three was the others with you, final four? Who would you have voted for? Let's see. Season. Let's see. Oh, that's nobody ever asked me that question. So if I was on the jury in season 19 and I missed it, and I was voting for the fourth person would be Shambo would be the fourth. So it would have been Mick, Natalie, and Shambo. I think I'm right. I vote for Shambo. Because Shambo did things in the game. She switched to my. That's why Shambo would have beat me if they would have been like, well, Shambo did do what she had to do to get further in the game. Yes, she left us, but I would have voted for Shambo. Now, the other one would have been. I might be wrong on this. Who would it? Me. I mean, without me, would have been Sandra. Um, Parvati. I don't know who's the fourth one out, but I would have voted for Parvati. I forgot who the fourth one it was though. Jerry. No, I might have voted for Jerry. Yep. Yep. Jerry was going to win that game, guys. So I think I would have voted for Jerry. I don't. You see, it's hard to say now because I had I was a lot of respect for Parvati. So, but I knew I was in control of that game. Did Parvati take sleeping pills? Yes. They let her. Well, one of the cast members that were fired. Uh, they snuck in sleeping pills. So she would sleep like a baby right off the bat, just gone. I was like, how the hell does this girl go to sleep so fast? And then, like, one of the last days of the final three, she gives me one. That's how I know. So you get medication you can bring on there. You know, you get a doctor, they can subscribe you to anything you want. So yeah, it was so she got good rest every day. I mean, you can't hate on that, I guess. Later, Kelly, and I'll check out that and find out how to do that. Yeah, I said Brett was the kind of guy that I would let date my kids. Absolutely. Brett was a good guy. He's a good guy. I can't believe he didn't vote for me, though. Like, you didn't have the respect to vote for me. I mean, I'm the one that took you out. It seems like somebody said something one time and they did a whole video on it, I think. I forgot where it is. I wish I could find it. But they were like, do you realize by saying that Natalie White wins that game is saying Natalie White is superior to me in that game? So now you say, okay, Natalie White wins the game. Laura, let's say it's Laura saying it. Well, Laura, that means that Natalie White is a superior player than you. Do you rather say that Natalie White is a superior player than you or Russell Hantz? See what I'm saying? Was the guy Ben you voted out early as a big of a dick as they made it? Yes. He was just, man, I got along with Ben really well. But man, he was pushy. And he wasn't racist like they made it look like. I mean, I don't know what he likes in his personal life, but right now I think he married an Asian woman actually. So they tried to make him look like, backwoods racist. And but he was a good guy, but he was pushy, and he was just like to talk back all the time. Great for the game of Survivor, and I didn't want to vote him out. They made me. He made me. It started all that stuff, and I was like, I can't let that. You see, and Jeff even said in an interview one time, he said, that shows how good Russell really is when Jeff used to say good things about me. He's like, even when he knows he has to step down and let happen, he does that. Back when Jeff used to talk good about me. Believe that. Can you believe that? Jeff used to talk good about me? Do you think Sugar was a good player? Uh, I mean, I don't know if I'd call her the best. I think that her first season, uh, she was manipulative enough to get her way further in the game. I liked her season actually. It's one of my favorite seasons. Gabon. You, Ben, or Jason, who wins? Oh wow. Oh, I win. That's the first three, the first final three that I win the game. Me, Ben, Jason, with that bitter jury, I win. Because you can't vote. They was claiming he was a racist. Can't vote for the racists. They was claiming Jason was just checked out, mentally checked out, and didn't play the game no more. They all seen that and they're saying that. And me. That's my only shot right there. That's my only shot to win. Never thought of that combination. They say that Gabon's one of the worst seasons. Gabon's in my top 10. I liked it. But that was back when it was really pure. They didn't even have a beach, It was out in the woods. What did I think about the Dragon Slayer, Coach? I think it's that the Dragon Slayer is the greatest character ever created in a reality type series. The Dragon Slayer. And he was all in on that. They wouldn't have no king without the Dragon Slayer. That's a fact. Because I was so impressed with the character of Coach that I was even telling Boo, my buddy that played, I was like, I want to be the dragon. I want to be the Dragon Slayer. And he's like, you can't be the dragon. I want to be the Dragon Slayer. I want to do that. And he's like, you got to be somebody else. And then there borns the king of Samoa. Coach was dominated in Brandon's season. Really? I don't remember. I was very, very busy at that time. I need to go back and watch that season actually. Coach is the type of guy to make a cult alliance. Maybe. Can you give us an example of a time when they made you redo a challenge? I mean, you you must listen to my stuff because they made me. I won a challenge. I won the challenge with me and Brett holding the stick at the end. I win the challenge, and then they say, "No, Russell." Cause after I win, his hits the ground, right? And then I throw it. I'm like, "Yeah!" I throw it and I try to catch the statue just to look cool. Actually, I hurt my hand when I did that, and because I didn't know it was so heavy. And Jeff said, "No, I had to say," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just won the challenge. His hit the ground. Mine didn't. I win." And we were all arguing, me, Mick, because we were trying to get him out, right? So we had to redo that challenge. I beat Brett twice on that challenge. So that was messed up. I was pissed. And then Probst was like, "Good thing you won that challenge, huh?" I was like, "Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's a good thing." It would have probably been it for me. I wouldn't have played season 20 and I would be suing them. Because I won, clearly. I would have got the footage. It would have been in front of the judge. Because he would have won the game. And I would have thought that I was going to win. I knew I wasn't going to win if he was going to be with me. Am I cool with Perdium, is it? And Once Upon an Island. I don't really know those guys. Uh, I have a producer that helps me on my channel every once in a while, and he knows them, and that's how we got them to do the top 100 when we did that. Yeah, I think I would have came back. I think no matter what, when I got to a certain point, and then they were doing heroes versus villains the next season, I think they knew that they had to put me in. Now, CBS told them before the show started, nobody from season 19 is going to be on heroes and villains. Nobody. Let's go ahead and make that clear. That was like a thing. So nobody playing here is going to be on next season. But heroes versus villains, and I was just one of the biggest villains in the history of the game. So now they have a problem. And I knew that they was telling me. And they said, "Hey, Russell, we need to do uh, a 3-minute clip for you so we can bring it to production." Because nobody knew who I was. And he told me one time, he said, "Man, when this show is finished, you need to watch this clip that I made for you to bring to CBS." He said, "It is crazy good." I never got to see it, though. So they bring me way on top of a mountain, and I'm sitting there and "Look at this. Look around me. What do you see?" I was like, "You see my kingdom, that's what you see." Like I was already in the zone. You doing a 3-minute tape and sending it to CBS for me to be on season on Heroes versus Villains? I was mentally the king, and there's no way I wouldn't have made any show with that 3-minute tape. So they they brought me, and while they were bringing me there, and said we need to do this, and I was like, "What for?" They trying not to tell me. I was like, "Oh, is it for Heroes versus Villains next season?" He was like, how'd you know they have a Heroes versus Villains next season?" I was like, "Dude, you don't think we all know what's going on? Because everybody's watching the internet like crazy that's playing this game right now." So I was like, "Oh, season 20 is gonna be Heroes and Villains, and I want to be on it." So, but CBS said nobody's gonna be on it that plays season 19. And we did the tape, and the next thing you know, when I got voted off, well, not voted off, the game was over, uh, they separate us. Everybody goes to Ponderosa, right? The Ponderosa that you see. Not me. I go by myself with my handler in a hotel by myself, not nowhere near Ponderosa. So now I don't know why I'm by myself, and all of a sudden, here they come, asking me to play season 20 while just when I finished season 19. And it was like, man, really? I really got to do this? Because I was messed up. I was, mentally, physically. And then I'm going right back 2 weeks later. I'm back on the island again, playing with some of the best to ever play. It was very, very shocking. They had two Samoa guys standing outside my door, I guess so I wouldn't leave. They would stand there and guard the door, and I wasn't going nowhere. I couldn't even eat. I was so sick when I got off that season. And then I was right back home, taking my antibiotics from season 19 because I had E. coli from drinking the water out there. And the water coming from that we thought was a good stream, and it wasn't. But I'm taking antibiotics for that season when I'm starting season, season 20. Fair Play was pretty cool too. Yeah, Fair Play was a big villain. I just don't think he was bigger than me. And still made it to the end. Oh man, those are some crazy, crazy times. Because it's different when I make it to the end and Natalie makes it to the end or Sandra makes it to the end. When I make it to the end, I am fighting from day one to get to the end. When someone that says, hey, as long as it's not me, they're not doing nothing except for sitting there and riding coattails of others to get to the end. That's a lot easier not to do anything and wish for the best. Like Kobe, when I said that I don't think I was luck. I don't think I'm here because of luck. I think I'm here because I'm good. Now, Sandra's here because of luck, but I'm not. I'm here because I willed myself to the end. I found idols without clues. I protected myself when I was in trouble. I made myself get to the end, not luck. And he's like, you got to be delusional if you think it's luck. If you think not luck is involved. They didn't want to hear that I was good enough to get to the end without luck. I don't think many people sees Fair Play as smart. I mean, that was a hell of a strategy with his grandma. That was I don't say that wasn't a good play because it was, and it helped him. One of the greatest plays in Survivor history. One of. People ask me if I'd play again, but it's really hard to. There's a few things that have to be involved with me playing again, and one is money, and I don't think they'll pay. So I wouldn't play if they don't pay. I wouldn't do it for free. I mean, why? When you think about it, why do I need to go out there for free? For free? I got bills I got to pay too. I'm not as rich as I once was. That's funny. I just realized this was my old company. That's an old hat. That's why it looks like that. Hantz Tankering. This was the oil company. And this is the new company. Hantz Contractor. And I didn't even realize until I got the shirts. I'm like, wait, this is the same company, same colors. It just was in my head. Black and baby blue. Black and baby blue. That was my colors. You will say you hope Terry Dietz plays again. That'd be cool to see Terry out there. I was just about to say I need Shane Powers back. I was just about. I don't think Shane likes me, but I don't think Shane likes a lot of people. I don't know why he wouldn't like me. Never did anything to him, but take his spot in Heroes versus Villains. He was supposed to be the villain, and I took his spot. But Shane, I'd like to see Shane play again. Oh, he's that. Okay. I mean, you got liberal nuts, you got left winging nuts, you got right winging nuts. We got nuts all over the place. You have to know, when it comes to politics, you can't just be blinded to everything. You gotta know that the Richmond, north of Richmond, they're Republicans and Democrats. Just saying. Yeah. Why didn't they have Shane instead of Randy? That's a good question. But Randy was a pretty good villain. Let's see who else they could have put instead of him. Why'd they have Tyson? I mean, when you're talking more villainish, then you got Tyson. You could have put him in there. But Tyson's real popular with production. It's funny how the real popular ones with production, like Tyson and Rob, when they go back their third or fourth time, they end up by winning. It's real funny how that works out, doesn't it? I don't know why Eric. You see, that's another interesting thing that you guys don't know. When you watch Heroes, I mean, season 19, when you hear Eric's speech, right? You hear his speech first, right? So what they did was, since I didn't win, they tried to make it to where Eric was the reason I didn't win, and Eric was last one to talk. That's what you seen. But so they wanted it look, oh, Eric just changed everybody's mind, just like that. So that's why Russell, no. Eric was the first one to talk, not the last. They put him last because they needed something to purify the game, to make it seem, oh, the only reason Russell lost is because of Eric's speech. But Eric's speech was first. They couldn't believe I lost. The production. I remember the last days I'm walking with one of the producers, one of my good friends out there at that time. I became friends with him afterwards. And he's like, Russell, I said, how could I not win? Like the cameras weren't rolling or anything. And I was like, how is it possible that I don't win? What do you mean? He said, just don't. He's like, man, I've seen it where people dominate and they don't win. And I was like, that's impossible, man. I was like, how? How do I not win this game at this point? And he was trying to warn me. He was like, don't get your hopes up, man. When he was saying that, I was thinking, what? Like, it's impossible for me not to win. Who they gonna vote for? Natalie White? She didn't do nothing the whole game. Mick? Same. Same, but different. A lot of people ask me how I feel about Coach. I don't know Coach, but I liked I liked his method. I liked who he became. Like I was King Russell, he was a dragon slayer. I don't think he likes me though, because they liked the other person better. That's right. So again, guys, I'm about to let y'all go. I'm getting a headache. I need to take some Advil or something. I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna try to come back on here next Friday. Like I said, I'm gonna always do these things here to where everybody can see it. But if you're not a member of the channel, when I leave this right here, I'm gonna probably let this one stay so people can try, if they want to become a member of the channel. Uh, if you're not a member of the channel and I do a live, you won't, and you're not there live, you won't get to rewatch it. Only the members are gonna get to rewatch my lives from now on, and I'm gonna do videos for the members of the channel that nobody else gets to see. Get a little bit of perks. Try to get my members up there a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do right now, so we can have fun when Survivor starts. All right, guys, that's all I got. I appreciate you guys watching. Become a member, and then I'll see you pop up next time. And I also see the members. There's Ron, appreciate it. Brett, oh, Brad, Army Vet, appreciate it. And that's all I got for you guys. Till next time. Wait, we got a hidden one here. Until next time, keep hope alive.